Welcome into the Broncos studio. I'm your host and team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, and next to me is lead writer on DenverBroncos.com, Aric DiLalla. The NFL international games have been announced, and the Broncos will be packing their bags and heading across the pond to face the New York Jets in the 2025 NFL London games in Week 6. This is the third international regular season game for the Broncos in franchise history. How excited are you for this?
I'm fired up, right? I mean, how can you not be? It's exciting to go back across the pond, get to play over there again. Obviously, the Broncos were there last in 2022, got the win. But this is a chance, I think, for Broncos country to expand, for people who live across the pond over in Europe or wherever else to get a chance to see the Broncos play in a different venue. And it's also a chance for this team, I think, to bond. Last year we saw the Broncos do that at the Greenbrier in West Virginia. This year you've got a chance early in the season to go over to London. We'll see exactly how this all pans out, where the Broncos go from, how long they spend over there. Obviously every team does it a little bit different, but we know that head coach Sean Payton loves this sort of opportunity for his team to bond, to get to know each other, and really to, I think, start to depend on each other. And so for this to come early in the season, I think is really exciting. And then hopefully the number one thing, right, is to go get a win. So hopefully the Broncos can go do that in London.
They checked off Wembley Stadium, and now they're going to check off the other stadium, which is the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I've never been personally, but the stadium looks gorgeous, and just something about international games that brings out a different level of intensity.
Yeah, last time the Broncos were in London, they got to play in Wembley. It was a great atmosphere. You got tens of thousands of people singing Sweet Caroline toward the end of the game. It's just an opportunity to go and see fans from all different teams. They get exposed to this environment, this game, and going down to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is going to be another opportunity to see a world-class venue. Hopefully Broncos country travels well over there and provides a bit of home field advantage. But this is really a chance, I think, for the Broncos on an international stage, right? We talk about primetime games and kind of showing what you're all about. This is its own sort of primetime game, right? It's going to be earlier in the morning. People back here in Denver are going to have to wake up a little bit earlier, but it still gives you a chance to watch the Broncos on that standalone stage. Excited to go to Tottenham Hotspur and play some football.
You talked about just the importance of playing abroad. They're playing the Jets. The Jets have played 4 international games. This is now the Broncos' third. They played 2010, 2022, and now 2025 as far as in season. But when you look at just the importance of growing the game and having the Broncos on this global stage, especially for a lot of fans in the UK that are trying to find a team, and now you have an up-and-coming team that's really kind of getting back on track, really kind of building that caliber to go for a championship, and you have a chance to really expose yourself to a brand new fan base.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every time teams go over there to London, you've got these pubs that pop up that are kind of assigned to teams. Obviously, the Broncos had some different fan rallies there the last time they were over. I'd imagine they'd do some similar things. We'll see how that all pans out. Obviously, we're in the very early stages of the announcement here. But I think you're right. This is a team that is up and coming. It's a team that's exciting. The rest of the schedule is going to come out tomorrow, and we'll see how many primetime games do the Broncos get. But if you're a fan and you're looking for a team to support, and you've got a chance to watch Bo Nix or Marvin Mims streak down the field, or Cortland Sutton catch a jump ball, or Pat Surtain, run back a pick six, like, this is an exciting team to watch. And I think you're right. It is a chance to capture more of a fan base and kind of appeal to some fans over there, but it's also a chance for the fan base that exists over there already to get to celebrate this team.
Yeah, and I think it's also a big focus point. When we caught up with team president Damani Leach at the NFL annual meetings, he said, he's like, I have a little bias. I love international games. He also has a big background in that, with working with the NFL directly, but there's this certain magic that comes from international games. Obviously, the NFL is expanding. It's really cool to see the Broncos a part of that. And even, team owner Greg Penner had mentioned that there's something about that camaraderie that gets built. And you mentioned it earlier with the fact that Sean Payton kind of loves these trips, but going international, and you said, like, and most importantly, getting that win is really important. And it's just kind of exposing yourself to a new challenge that you're able to overcome, which ultimately leads to that bonding that can really kind of help you down the season.
Yeah, and I think that these games, in some ways, they test your maturity as a team. They test your resolve, because it's a different scenario than you're used to. And NFL teams, they're creatures of habit. They like their routine. They like to do the same thing every Monday, the same thing every Tuesday. This is different, right? You're going to have to get on a plane, fly over to London, figure out a way to win a football game. And I think just as much as what you do on the field matters, it's what do you do that week to get prepared, to adjust to the time change, to get your body ready. The teams, I think, that win over there tend to be the professional ones, the ones that are able to find a way to eliminate distractions, eliminate excuses. And so you're right, it is important the Broncos go over there and get a win. Obviously, we'll see kind of how this game fits in the grand scheme of the season. But it's a game against the Jets that you want to go be able to win. And the Broncos and Jets have played a lot the last few years. The Broncos win last year in New York ended up being this critical one, right?
Yeah.
And so you never know which game could end up kind of defining your season or pushing you on the right track. And so for the Broncos to go to London, find a way to get this win will be really important. And I think with the group of leaders they have on this team, with head coach Sean Payton, obviously Bo was really mature for a rookie quarterback. I like the Broncos' ability to go there and do just that.
Well, they recently just went back in 2022. You were on that trip. They were able to get their first international win. What is something you remember the most? Whether it was the city or just something that, Broncos fans that weren't able to go on that trip.
Yeah, I mean, I do think the game day experience is unlike anything you'll ever see in the States, just in terms of, it's not this, like, everybody's not going to be wearing orange. Everyone's not going to be just wearing green for the Jets. Like, it is all these people there from different fan bases. And I think people talk and they say, hey, where are you coming from? And which team do you support? And there's this camaraderie that was really cool. And I think just during the week, being able to see London, go down to the pub and meet fans from, were they coming over from Ireland? Were they coming over from Germany? Wherever they might have been from, or are they making the trip over from the U.S.? Just being able to kind of be there with a bunch of people from all different walks of life who all care about the Broncos and wanted to see them get a win. That was really cool.
Yeah, I think the connecting with fans is obviously a huge benefit to the trip, and it's something that Broncos country, I'm sure, cannot wait to stamp their passports and head out to the UK. Well, as always, I'm your host and team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, next to our lead writer and travel guru, Aric DiLalla. Make sure you visit DenverBroncos.com for the latest on the Broncos 2025 schedule and more.